Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Coming to you live from the outskirts of the internet. This is the Gaming Saloon for January 28th, 2023, with your host, Peacemaker2448, and wrap it up, Salon.
Hello.
I am very annoyed by Pokemon raids at the moment.
I mean, kind of figured.
At least I got to play a bunch of other good stuff this week, because I somehow played a lot of things. And we also have a decent chunk of news.
Meh.
I said decent chunk.
I mean, we have layoffs, conflicting information, and okay, so yeah. I say conflicting information because one of the articles you put, I swear I saw an article saying something completely different.
I believe this was the response to the thing you saw.
And I believe the thing that I saw is going to be what's going to happen.
I'm sure it is. I figured I'd get the tail end of the conversation with that article and we can talk about the whole thing to that point.
Because I'm saying, I'm going to say this much, and I'm sure it probably is what warranted that is the last article, ain't it? No.
No, there's two back after
Okay.
it.
One of the middle ones. Okay. I will say this. That article being a response to the thing, yeah, let's just be nice and say the current game that is out for said company would be the last one that I would touch.
Sounds about right. But before we talk more news and stuff, tell me what you've been playing the last couple weeks.
Not really a whole heck of a lot. Probably the most important thing was I did kind of sit down and do a dry run through most of the Splatoon 3 route. Just to make sure it felt right.
Mm-hmm.
I also realized that I probably will not be getting a lot of record times on some of the levels when we do the stream now, because kind of annihilated my first playthrough times.
Makes sense.
Besides that, not a whole lot much else, because there's one thing I was gonna try to play, but I just keep not getting to.
What is that?
Star Citizen. I don't know why, but I kind of want to get into it again.
Maybe it'll be better.
And I'm like, I'm gonna get in it. It's gonna take me off, and then I'm gonna walk away from it again until 3.18 comes out.
There is a nugget of a good game in there somewhere, but it is so hampered at times, I feel like.
I like the game, I hate the servers.
Yeah.
And I feel fine with saying that. Give us a way to have private servers. Like, if we could do that, I would be perfectly fine.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like there's enough of a game there to be fine on its own. Or be fine with, like, a group of friends.
Yeah.
And I'm not even saying that because of, like, griefers or anything like that, because I've not even really encountered any. It's just a case of the servers are so buggy that it's pathetic, and I feel like having the ability to host our own servers would, you know, let the community be able to fix the problems with the server code. Just saying.
Well, I played a lot. So, since it came out last Thursday, before Engage came out, I played Persona 3 Portable via Game Pass. As a means to play Persona 3 currently in an official capacity, it's fine. It's not great. Weirdly, I didn't notice all the texture, like the AI texture upreses that a lot of people had pointed out once it came out. What I did notice is that some of the audio in the battles is still compressed. So it's got that portable system crunch to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't sound great. It's only like you can kind of hear it sometimes because it's a very specific piece of music. But I noticed it and I was like, ooh, how did you not get decompressed? Ouch. Also, for some reason, it feels way faster than base Persona 3. Like, I was pretty much done with all of the basic tutorializing and was pretty much free within an hour of starting the game. Which feels faster than it normally is for Persona 3, and maybe it's because all of the storytelling and stuff is visual novel style instead of proper animations and stuff.
Okay, that I could see.
Yeah, because remember, this was a PSP title, so everything had to get chunked in order to get this damn thing to fit on a UMD. But yeah, it could be better, but
I thought
it's
the
fine.
UMDs, the whole reason why Sony was pushing as hard was because they could hold almost as much as regular discs.
Apparently not, because none of the outside combat areas are at all rendered. They're all visual novel, or you on a mouse pointer, or like a mouse pointer, clicking on stuff on a static map. The only thing that is 3D in the game, in terms of 3D models and environments, is Tartarus and the boss battle stuff. That's it.
Because I'm not crazy on that. I thought that was the whole hype of it.
I don't know.
Because I thought that was basically Sony's answer to the DS being like, yeah, it's a actual console on the go kind of concept.
Maybe Atlas didn't want to do 2 versions of every single cutscene in the game, because PSP or P3P, its whole thing is that instead of having the epilogue that's normally attached to Persona 3 via FES, instead you have a female character route. So you can choose to play a female character instead of a main character, and that does change a lot of things in the game. Like, you have a completely new set of social links amongst dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens of lines of dialogue that are altered, because now everyone has to refer to the main protagonist as her and not him. And also, some of the dialogue is altered completely because you are playing as the female character. So,
yeah, I bet that's probably why then.
Yeah.
That would make more sense. Because that's what I was thinking. Now, I mean, obviously, anyone listening is probably thinking, well, it's a portable. How the heck could it compare with the consoles? Bear in mind, we were more comparing against, at the time, like, what, PS2 era? PS3?
This is a PS2 era title.
So,
I think early PS2 as well. Let me check.
So, if it was early PS2, then we're also looking at PS1. PS1 really was not that powerful in
2006?
comparison. About midway through PS2, wasn't it? Or almost PS3?
No, PS4 was released when the PS3 was coming out, or no, Persona 4 was released when the PS3 was coming out. So no, this have to be earlier than that.
Probably midway then.
2 years after the Slim came out.
Halfway through. Yeah.
Yeah, because this continued 2012. Yeah, because Persona 4 came out like closer to the PS3's release, actually. Oh wait, no, Persona 4 was 2008.
So then it would have been closer to.
Never mind. No, it was, because the PS3 came out in 2006.
That's what I was thinking. It was like 2-3 era. So I mean, we were still technically comparing PS1 as consoles. And if I'm not mistaken, the PSP was closer to the PS1 in terms of specs.
I think so. I would assume that'd be the case.
So I mean, by me saying, "Oh, it should be about the same as consoles," no, close, but no. A lot closer than the DS was to literally any of the consoles from N64 onward.
Like Birth by Sleep is a PSP title as well. Since I know you have experience with Birth by Sleep, at least seeing it. So you kind of see what the PSP's capable
yes,
of.
remembering it, no.
Oh, okay. Because I'll be honest, that's probably the only other noteworthy PSP title I can think of right now is Birth by Sleep.
To think about it, I think that's the only other one that I can think of. Sony did not do good with their handheld.
No.
Either one of them.
No, they didn't. No. The PSP was a good emulation box. That was about the best it did.
Yeah. But
yeah, P3P's fine. Honestly, if we want a definitive version of Persona 3, we're gonna need a full from the ground up remake. Because for those that don't know, why Portable was the one ported to modern platforms and not 3FPS, it's because 3FPS is a coding fucking nightmare, and it's terrible on the back end. That's why P3P is rebuilt from the ground up, actually, from my understanding. So yeah, we would have to remake 3 from the ground up. And at this point, that would probably have to have both the female route and the epilogue in order for that to happen, because no one's going to be happy if it's just one or the other. Because that's what we have right now. And I know I saw a rumor somewhere suggesting that 3 was getting a remake, maybe. It might be announced around E3, which, I don't know, we'll see. I also played Fire Emblem Engage. It is fun. I'm enjoying it. It's fairly standard Fire Emblem. Instead of 3 houses, it's a lot more just mission to mission to mission linear, with maybe you can backtrack to do some like free battles and stuff. But otherwise, it's fairly back to basics Fire Emblem, which I'm okay with. Because 3 houses had a lot of management stuff to it that was like, this is fine, but it bogs down and makes me not want to replay the game 3 more times to do all the routes. And also, Engage only has 1 route, so that's good. Besides that, I picked up, because it was $10 and John streamed it, and I was like, I remember Ty streamed this and liked it. I'll pick this up because it's $10. Luck Be a Landlord. Essentially, it is a roguelike slot machine game. So you have the slot machine that gives you money that you use to pay your landlord because your apartment has a slot machine that gives you money. And you have to pick up different symbols and stuff on your route, and those symbols have effects and stuff that like work with other of symbols. And if you get them matched up, you get more money, and you use that to pay off your landlord. And you do that so many floors, and it gets harder and harder. It's one of those games where if you have time to kill, play it. Besides those, I finished up Freedom Planet 2 for stream. And it is a very good Sonic game. I enjoyed it. And I think that's about it.
I mean,
Yeah, I think that's about it.
To be fair, you were saying Frontiers, right?
No, Freedom Planet 2.
Freedom Planet. Oh.
Yeah. Not Sonic Frontiers, Freedom Planet.
I'm gonna say this. I forgot about me getting the demo. Frontiers, I feel like, actually feels like a Sonic game. It feels like, in my opinion, what a Sonic Adventure 3 game probably.
Yeah.
And I'm almost wondering if that's where some of the backlash on that one came from. We get Sega never wanting to do a Sonic Adventure 3, but giving us 15 iterations of a Sonic Adventure 3.
Yeah, they gave us Sonic Adventure 3. It's called Sonic 06.
No.
And
No. That one was hated by everyone.
exactly.
No one even references the good Sonic games with that game. You can take back what you just said.
I'm pretty sure in development it was Sonic Adventure 3 at one point.
Probably because Heroes technically was too. I honestly just feel like Sega's trolling everyone at this point, and just every project was Sonic Adventure 3 at one point. Because that's almost what this feels like.
Yeah, I think that is it. I have not got back to Midnight Suns since my soft lock. I mentioned that because the Deadpool DLC apparently came out, so now you can play as Deadpool in the game. Apparently, he's more than just like grabbing the character. He has his own set of story missions to unlock, another set of missions related to him, a base upgrade as well associated with him. It's like a whole bunch of stuff. But I also don't want to pick up the season pass, because the season pass I think is like $50. And like most of it is skins, and I'm just like, I just want the characters. I'm tempted to just pick up the characters. I can double check the prices okay, because I think Deadpool's like 13. Especially since that DLC store is actually up, and it actually separates it by game. Yeah, the Deadpool DLC is 15, but the season pass is 50. It's currently marked down to like 45. And I guess if every character is 15, I guess you're getting getting one character for free, essentially. Or getting half price on one character if you pick up the season pass, so that might not be too bad. that is it. Shall we hit the news then?
I guess we shall.
All right, then. First up, Xbox and Bethesda had a developer direct. I didn't watch it because I forgot about it until I saw the announcement, and I'm like, all right, this is happening. Cool.
That did a thing.
Yeah, apparently it was a good thing I skipped it because I'm not interested in like 90% of what's here. Sorry.
Well, looking at the 5 right there. Hey, there's DLC for ESO and the Forza game.
And that Minecraft RTS game.
Minecraft is Minecraft. I'm getting annoyed with the everything else. Just saying.
Yeah, so Minecraft Legends, which is the Minecraft RTS, is coming out April 18th. They showed off some gameplay of it. It is an RTS game. Moving on. Forza Motorsports, the less interesting Forza game, in my opinion. Or the less interesting half of Forza. They're putting out a new one this year. Yay! I would rather just play a Horizon game because those look more fun.
I mean, they are fun.
I see.
Game Pass.
I know, but also it's like, I think like 12 gigs to download, and I'm like, oof.
12 gigs?
I'm sure that is an understatement.
Oh, yeah. Try adding a 0 to that and you might be getting close.
Oh, it's 120 gigs.
It's at least 100, I know that much. Needless to say, it got removed when I needed space because, you know, cloud gaming.
Yeah. They also showed off, which is honestly the only thing I saw out of this and from the gameplay I've seen, for good reason, Hi-Fi Rush. It is a character action game, but it's rhythm-based. This is also from Tango Gameworks, who do The Evil Within and Ghostwire Tokyo. And it's kind of surprising they pulled this one, because this does not fit description of either one of those games.
What I'm basically hearing is we're trying to rehash, I think, about 10 years ago. Because that was kind of when all the big push for single player rhythm action games happened.
Fair, but this is I don't think anyone did a character action one. Like full, like Devil May Cry and all that.
I'm still just at the
It looks really good from the gameplay and stuff I've seen. Oh, Horizon 5 is 123 gigs.
No, so I was right in telling you to add a 0 to the end of that and you'd be close.
Yep. Elder Scrolls Online's getting DLC called Necrom. It is Elder Scrolls Online DLC. Hooray. Redfall got a date. It's May 2nd. It's the 4-player vampire hunting game from Arcane. Yay!
So it's the Left 4 Dead, but with vampires.
I think. Does that? Well, no. It's more. What is the one that the Left 4 Dead devs did? I can't think of its name offhand.
Oh, I think I know which one you're talking about, and I can't think of it either.
I think it might have more in common to that because there's skill trees and weapon customization. So
Yeah, it'd have more in touch with.
mm-hmm.
Still, though, at its core, pretty much Left 4 Dead, but with zombies. I mean, with vampires, not zombies.
Yeah. Oh well. I didn't have much interest in it to start with, and it's like, oh well.
Yeah.
GDQ wrapped up a couple weeks ago, and we had a good chance to talk about how much money it raised. $2.6 million at the end.
Which was honestly on one of the lower sides of it, compared to what we've been seeing. But I also found out something.
What?
A lot of it comes down to the fact of they couldn't add the Twitch subs and bits in.
Why?
Kinda had to pay for canceling the location.
Oh yeah.
I was in one of Spike's streams and he said about that, and I'm like, fair, makes sense.
Yeah, they probably had to use a lot of that money to pay for the cancellation. But we had a bunch of world records. Power Wash Simulator, 6 players, all vehicles, no soap, by all these people listed. Galaxy 2, 80% with Jahei. Team NT, Shredder's Revenge co-op. And Steven Seagal is the final option. I still have my playlist I need to work through. Unfortunately, I also got in Kamen Rider Black from Discotheque today, so I still have stuff to watch.
I am gonna say this. While this full-on shouts out that this is world records that were achieved there, the Galaxy 2 run, all 4 runners, really good. That's one of those, I do agree with Spike. Yeah, he kind of got the spotlight because of the fact of, you know, world record. But that was still a really close race. That one definitely don't let that overshadow kind of concept.
But yeah, good runs all around. I will try to catch up on all the runs I want to at some point. Next up, Riot, unfortunately, had a cyber attack, and the source code for League of Legends and Teamfight Tactics has been stolen.
And now time to queue all the League and TFT clones.
The attackers have submitted a ransom. Riot says they will not be paying said ransom. Let's see. Source code contained a number of experimental features. Riot says that most of it is in prototype and may or may not be released in the future. It's working with external consultants to audit the attack. They plan to release a report in the future. And they are working with law enforcement to investigate who did the attack. So, I guess it wouldn't be surprising to hear about some leaked stuff from League and Teamfight Tactics before too long. I guess you have no other thoughts on this?
Nah.
Well, continuing the bad news, Microsoft, and I will also mention, they are like the 5th company this month to release 5 digits worth of employees. 6th, if you want to say at least 4, because Hasbro released like 1,000 people. the other day. But they have laid off 10,000 people amid their ongoing acquisition of Activision Blizzard, which is currently maybe going to court over in Europe. Because Europe may be demanding an investigation into it. But this just sucks to hear. But apparently a lot of these hit 343 specifically.
Yeah.
Why did it copy that? And that led to a long thing that apparently reports came out that were saying 343 was going to be moved to a more overseer role of Halo, and that other people would be developing Halo games. But now 343 has went out. No, we're still making Halo games. No, we're still making Halo games. No, we're totally making Halo games.
Also, I love the fact that that is the key takeaway that we get out of that, and not the fact of, you know, thanks to the layoff, most of the plans for Infinite going forward are now trash canned.
Seemingly.
AKA the co-op campaign. I'm wanting to say the article I saw said something about some of the upcoming season stuff might get nerfed because of it.
Well, at least the main campaign's still co-op. I assume you're talking about a specific co-op campaign.
No, the online co-op.
No, it has online co-op. They released it a month ago.
Well, then maybe optimizations for it, because the way that one I was seeing was like, yeah, pretty much anything you were expecting out of Infinite, you can throw that away.
It has online co-op. I literally watched Ty and a bunch of his friends play online co-op of Halo Infinite. And it came out a month ago. That happened. Yeah, I also assume this is the rumored story DLC that we were also supposed to get that got trademarked and then nothing happened of it.
Probably.
Well. So, yeah, the future of Halo is not great looking. Which really sounds weird, because I'm like, that's Microsoft's Mario. That is their main character. And Microsoft apparently don't know what to do with Halo anymore.
You know what's bad? I get the funny feeling that some of the initial reports of them being in an overseer role is actually the truth. But Microsoft has failed to relay that to 343 yet. So as far as they're concerned, they're like, wait a minute, that's not what's happening here.
Well, considering all of the tweets and stuff I've seen from former 343 people who either were fired because of in these layoffs, or laid off recently, or whatever, have pretty much said management's the problem. Leadership is the issue at 343. So yeah, it wouldn't surprise me.
Really? The management is the problem? You couldn't tell me, looking at you, Halo 5. And the fact that they had to sweep that under the rug.
Hang on, we gotta soft reboot Halo because we fucked up too hard. Spoilers. Now someone else is gonna soft reboot Halo. Oh god. Because that's what's gonna happen, isn't it? Someone else is now going to soft reboot Halo after Halo has already been soft rebooted. Oh. God.
Basically, I'm at the point of really have confidence in Halo being in 343's hands. If they end up in an overseer role for another developer, I don't think I'm going to touch it. I don't. Because at that point, I think I am done.
What if it's a really good studio?
I don't care, because we have had some really good studios manage to kind of whiff it on games.
Fair.
If I'm not mistaken, didn't the Legend of Korra game that Platinum do not go over too well?
Yes.
Prime example.
All I will say is, we should probably do Cursed Halo on stream at some point. That feels appropriate. I was reminded that is a thing because someone I follow was doing Cursed Halo with a friend on YouTube. I think it's just a mod for CE that does a lot of changes to various weapons and vehicles and stuff. It's probably the closest we'll get to a Halo randomizer, kind of.
Yeah, probably.
Not a level randomizer, but no, just a randomizer of other aspects of Halo. But speaking of games in bad shape, Marvel's Avengers has been confirmed to cease development.
Who could have saw that coming?
Definitely not us at all whatsoever.
A mediocre to bad game, and it's ceasing development?
Mm-hmm. So yeah, Crystal Dynamics has confirmed in a blog post in Twitter and stuff that they're ceasing development. The Winter Soldier release, or character release, and along with its associated content, it will be the last content that is actively released for the game, is more or less entering into a maintenance mode where the servers are going to stay up for now. We'll see how long that lasts. All cosmetics are being released for free. Which, yay?
And dang.
Yeah. And by all cosmetics, I mean all cosmetics. Every single drop of it is being released for free. The game is also going to be delisted at some point.
Oh, wow. So, official support will end September 30th.
Right.
Also marking that it being delisted.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to find. It was just like, it's going to get delisted at some point, and September 30th is the delisted date. So if you want the game, you might want to grab it before September 30th, because it's going to not be available to purchase anymore after September 30th. That's why I said the servers are going to stay up for now.
They'll be down by the end of the year.
Pretty much. Also, you remember how Spider-Man is a PlayStation exclusive for this game?
Uh-huh.
Guess what's remaining a PlayStation exclusive for this game?
That's stupid.
I know! Reading that just reminded me of, like, oh god, people are going to bring up that conversation again about Sony having the exclusive video game rights to Spider-Man, and I'm going to fucking want to throttle someone, because I'm like, that's not how this works! You fucking imbeciles, you. I have literally read the contract Marvel and Sony have over Spider-Man. Because an earlier, what was it? I think it was last year, a version from a couple years ago of that contract came out, stating exactly what Sony owns in the deal they have with Marvel to do Spider-Man movies and stuff. Nowhere in that contract says video games at all. Nowhere. None. It's not how this works. So yeah, Marvel's Avenger is pretty much on life support and will have its plug pulled before the end of the year. Do you feel bad at all?
Not really. The only thing that I would kind of feel like I would like out of it would be to, you know, have access to the game after they delist it, kind of deal.
Yeah.
And that way the community could decide whether or not the game lives or not.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of feel like just pulling the plug and saying, nope, well, enough's enough, that failed. That shouldn't be the end of the story. That should be the start of seeing if the community's gonna do anything with it.
See if the community can turn this game into anything worthwhile.
And if they still can't, then yeah, we all walk away from it and, huh, yeah, remember that game? Oh, they made a game?
Mm-hmm.
Because one thing that I know for a fact, especially on the PC side of things, if anyone wants proof to a community can rejuvenate a game, just go look at the mods for Spider-Man on PC. You wouldn't think that just changing suits would be enough to kind of get you to want to keep playing, but it does.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, it helps that, you know, it's a good game. Whereas this is a meh game. But
has anyone figured out how to put whatever costume you want on Spidey and Miles?
I know there's all kinds of tools to make your own suits. I don't know if anyone's done that part though.
Okay. Because I was curious.
I don't know if that's a thing or.
Okay, because I feel like that's one of the first, like, that has to be something really easy to just inject in there. Just like, all right, here's a menu. It lets you select whatever costume Peter has for all of his appearances of Miles Morales. Because it's got to be just something cutscene selectable. Because like all the cutscenes let you have different Spider-Man costumes, right?
I think so, actually.
I think the only time that that's not the case is the
actual fight? Well, that's the only time that the game forces you into a suit is against Doc Ock.
Right, and you can't swap out of it.
I'm wanting to say there is only two times the game actually forces you into a suit option, and that is between both games. That is when Peter makes his suit and Miles makes his suit. Outside of that, yeah, I think every cutscene uses any suit.
Yeah.
So I would have to think it wouldn't be any different unless... Well, no. Because on the PlayStation, doesn't Miles actually grab from whatever the Peter suit is? Or is it just a default?
And Miles, it's the default suit for Peter all the time.
Okay.
It does not grab, like, it does not read, like, your Spider-Man save file and go, oh, your Peter was wearing this costume last, now Peter's wearing that costume for the entire game. That's what I'm wanting. Is either that or a menu selection.
I don't think that'll ever happen. The menu selection, maybe.
Yeah.
But it depends on how that's set up. Because that tells me... Because, see, I didn't pay much mind to it.
Mm-hmm.
But that tells me that Peter's a character model, much like most of your NPCs.
Right.
Meaning it shouldn't be much harder to change him, but it might be. It depends on if any of his assets are shared amongst any of the NPCs. I mean, they shouldn't be, but you never know.
Cue me Googling this while, because our next article doesn't have that much to talk about because Stadia's dead. Officially dead. They've officially pulled the plug.
And Stadia controllers can be used elsewhere now.
Yeah, because they pushed an update that enabled the Bluetooth on it. But yeah, how do you feel about saying bye to Stadia?
It was a thing.
Air.
It was a really good thing, I'll give it that. It just didn't have games to support itself.
Yeah, that's kind of what happens.
And that's what's bad. Really, that's what killed it, is just not having the games to actually pull it off. It's not a case of people aren't interested in it, because otherwise, why is Microsoft trying to do the cloud gaming?
Yeah.
Obviously, that's the way we're going. It's just a case of Google, without having their own development teams doing games for them, not gonna happen with them, at least. I mean, heck, actually, I take that back. Both Microsoft and Sony are doing it. Because the PlayStation Plus games, all the backwards compatible and all that, yeah, they can be cloud gamed on computers.
Oh well. Somebody will figure it out and get a more or less the Netflix of gaming going. And then we can all be upset about it in like 3 years when they are garbage.
Out of everyone, I feel like it'll be Microsoft doing it.
Yeah, because they're halfway there with Game Pass, so.
Yeah. And on top of that, they've kind of got that whole Xbox everywhere mentality. You've got a Windows 10/11 computer, you have an Xbox. And quite frankly, if we could get PS5 stuff through the PlayStation Plus service, it'd about be right there too.
Yeah. I'm looking through Miles Morales mods to be like, has anyone figured this out yet? But no, it seems mostly suit mods.
I mean, it makes sense because the suit stuff, provided all the engines and game files are similar, all the suit stuff was already built because of the first game.
Also, people have...
That's what everyone was speculating was, you know, we came this far with the mods this quick. If Miles is anything like this, then we're good.
Also, people have done the return the face mods, or the return the face to the original mods for Miles as well, so that's like halfway there.
Yeah.
Like if you are injecting that into the game, you can probably inject whatever Spider-Man costume you want in the game for Peter. Because it can't be that hard. Alright, I'm not seeing anything, but I'm only halfway through the pages, but we got releases to talk about. So, releases. I guess we start with the 31st, because Power Simulator is going to finally come to PlayStation 4, 5, and Switch. And they're releasing a Tomb Raider pack of DLC for the game on all platforms. Like, you get to power wash Croft Manor and all that, because reasons? It's one of those times where it's like, this is happening because, did you know that the Dead Space remake came out this week?
Yep.
I didn't realize until I started seeing reviews and stuff pop up for it, and I'm like, wow, that just came out under everyone's radar, and then everyone thought it was really good, and I'm like, maybe EA should have promoted this more. But we also got SpongeBob SquarePants: The Cosmic Shake for Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and Switch. House of the Dead remake for Xbox One. We're gonna go to February. Fashion Police Squad for Xbox One, Series X, PlayStation 4, 5, and Switch. Puzzle Game Maker Series Cat and Tower for Switch. Puzzle Bobble 2X Bust-a-Move 2 Arcade Edition, and Puzzle Bobble 3 Bust-a-Move 3 S Tribute for Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and Switch.
The Pathless gets 2 releases because you forgot to fix that again.
Yeah. I miss one every now and again. I about take off a game that you're not allowed to stream on Twitch because it's one of the Sakura games, and I'm like, all of those are banned on Twitch. I know they are, because that conversation came up in John's stream one point when he was streaming one of the Senran Kagura games. Because someone was like, this isn't banned on Twitch, and he's like, nope. The Senran Kagura games? Nope. Those are fine on Twitch. All of the Sakura games, you're not allowed to stream those on Twitch. You'll get banned for that one. Essentially, there is a ban list of games that Twitch has of like, you can't stream any of these games, and it's all just like fully released games on like major platforms and stuff. And it is pretty much all porn games or very porn adjacent games. More or less saying, don't stream porn on Twitch. We don't want you to stream porn on Twitch. Thank you. Let's see. On the 3rd, Tetris Effect Connected for Series X. There's not a whole lot. There's that one game that's coming out on the 10th that I don't want to talk about because fuck the creator, essentially. She has not only came out as a terrible person, she boasts about how much she's a terrible person, so fuck all of that. Yeah, it's not much, but it's the start of the year, so not much on releases. But I guess anything else?
No.
Alright, then that'll do it for us. Tomorrow, we continue Armada, which it was certainly 4 episodes I watched, and the last episode has me very confused because I feel like you were telling me one thing throughout the episode, and then the other episode is telling me a different thing, and I'm very confused by all of it.
I'm hearing it was another episode of Armada.
I guess? This seems more so than usual. I feel like the writers were even confused on what they were doing. But yeah, that is Sunday. Thursday, we are gonna do Duelist of the Roses again. I'm gonna do some grinding to get cards and stuff, so we can actually progress in that game at a decent pace on stream. I hope. Like, here's the thing. There is a roulette to get good cards in that game. The problem is it's really rigged against you. Because Ty's recently streamed Duelist of the Roses for his couch co-op thing that he does. I forget the name of it offhand. Him and Skybills. And as I found out watching him do it, the slot machine will purposely slide or stop early if you're trying to get 3 of a kind of a card in order to get a bonus card in that slot machine. Because they did the occasional save states and stuff to handle the slot machine's cheat. Which is fair, because then you find out that the slot machine cheats. And if Ty, for as good as he is struggling with that slot machine, I'm never getting 3 of a kind on stream. It will take me hours to do so. So I have to do it the old-fashioned way. But that'll be Thursday. Friday is us doing the Splatoon?
Splatoon 3, yes.
Yeah, it's us starting our Splatoon run-throughs with 3. And then Saturday, I forget what we're doing Saturday. Oh, Fortnite.
Unless I decide to check.
Okay. Will Geralt be up by then?
Do what?
Will Geralt be available by then? No. No, probably not. Ugh. But yeah, that'll bring us all the way around. I didn't find the mod I wanted for Miles Morales, but you know what I did find?
What?
The best suit mod possible for Miles Morales.
Okay.
You can play as Captain Planet.
Yeah, I think there's one of those for Spidey too.
I ask why, but I know better.
You never ask why.
Exactly. So I'm like, it's not the only like dumb one I've seen through here. Also, yes, you can modify Spidey's Peter's suit in that game, because someone has a mod that changes Peter's suit to like pink and green. So that suit is modifiable to some.
Doesn't surprise me.
It's just no one's gone that far. Also, hi, Captain Falcon.
Falcon swing.
Wait, that'll do it for me and Tommy. If you like what you see, and drop a follow, I really appreciate it. Chipping away, I feel like we'll add to you on Twitter, gets you updates of my life. Next Wish Point, Discord, and chat. Is this listening? Drop by, say hi. See you tomorrow, folks.